Yo, what's good everyone? This is Ayo Boxing with Madiba. Here's my post-fight review for Naoya Inoue versus Nery. And wow, that fight surprised me big time. I expected Inoue to dominate, but I knew that Nery was going to be dangerous, and you couldn't sleep on him. But I still expected Inoue to stop him, which is why I didn't make a prediction video. And Inoue did dominate and stop Nery, but never in a million years did I think Inoue was going to get knocked down and hurt in the first round. It seems like Inoue came out too comfortable. The first round is always the feel-out round, so I expected for Inoue to be observant and study his opponent, which is something he's a master at doing. However, Inoue did not fully respect Nery because he allowed Nery to close the distance and was willing to trade on the inside with him. Maybe Inoue believed in his power too much or underestimated Nery, but this would be a big mistake and Inoue would get dropped by a counter left hook on the inside. And what made it worse was that Inoue was throwing his own right hand at the same time, so he did not see that punch coming. Inoue spun around when he got dropped, and you can tell that he was hurt. He went on his bicycle for the rest of the round, and I was legitimately nervous that Inoue might lose off of one mistake. But Inoue would make a single adjustment, which was fighting from the outside, and this would be a game changer for the rest of the fight. Rather than letting Nery close the distance so it could turn into an inside fight, Inoue would jab and pot shot with the right hand from the outside, and whenever Nery came forward or attacked, Inoue would take a half step or full step back, taking him out of Nery's range but allowing him to counter. And this was the perfect strategy. Nery was looking to counter with a big shot, but he was inactive with his offense when he was waiting on that counter. So Inoue was able to land a lot of jabs and right hands, which established his rhythm, and because of Inoue's footwork and step back game, Nery was lunging in whenever he attacked, which left him open to be countered, and Nery would get dropped by a check left hook in the second round. That punch did not hurt him, but it caught him off balance, but the momentum went back to Inoue and it remained that way for the rest of the fight, because from round 3 to the end of the fight, we saw vintage Inoue: speed, timing, power, counters, and accuracy. Those jabs and pot shots started turning into sharp and deadly combinations. Nery was too slow to react and was consistently getting hit with almost every punch that Inoue threw. Inoue was softening him up and was landing big right hands. Nery finally made an adjustment in the 5th round and was trying to walk Inoue down rather than counter, but it was too late by then. Inoue was in rhythm and was picking Nery apart. Nery would get dropped again with a left hook on the inside, and this time he was hurt, and it was a matter of time until Nery would get stopped, and it would be the next round, with Inoue landing a sick right uppercut followed by a right cross that would drop Nery in a nasty way, stopping the fight. And this was a good fight. Inoue is the only boxer that will have me wake up early on a work day to watch boxing, and I was satisfied as a fan. Respect to all the international fans that have to stay up or wake up early to watch American fights. This is something that many Americans take for granted, but what impressed me the most about this fight is Inoue's ability to recover and stay calm. I don't care what any fanboy has to say, Inoue was hurt in the first round. If that was anyone else, I'm not sure if they would be able to recover and then go on to dominate from a punch like that, especially with this being in the Tokyo Dome and the history behind it. So I have to give respect to Inoue for that. But this fight showed me that Inoue is not invincible. He can be vulnerable and can make mistakes, and he can get hurt like everyone else. I don't think anyone at 122 can beat Inoue, but if Inoue moves up to featherweight, then that's where I think he'll start meeting real resistance and could lose. There's no clear king at featherweight, but there's a lot of smoke at featherweight. I believe those guys will have enough power to match or surpass Inoue's, but also enough skill set to prevent Inoue from steamrolling them like what he does to opponents at 122. Furthermore, the guys at featherweight will be naturally bigger and stronger than Inoue, meaning they are more durable and can withstand the power of Inoue. Guys like Shushu Carrington, Robeisy Ramirez, Bernardo Lopez, Brandon Figueroa, Raymond Ford, Nick Ball, and etc. But those predictions can wait because Inoue's next fight is against Sam Goodman, so maybe next year is when Inoue moves up to featherweight. But who knows, this is boxing, anything can happen. But thank you for tuning in with Ayo Boxing with Madiba. Hit like, subscribe, and more content coming your way.